So greetings from Pennsylvania once again on a beautiful October morning. Today is it's Friday morning, October 4th. And we're here to do another mountain lion investigation video here in the wilds of Pennsylvania. We're here in my home county, Berks County, which does have some wild areas. But we're here in, if you're familiar with the Pinnacle and the Hawk Mountain area, that's where we are. We're here on state game lands. I'll show you the map in a minute where we're at, more detailed. But we're headed to a place called Panther Springs, and it's a location that I believe to be Panther Springs. I could never find any exact information about it. There's a story. I'm here for several reasons. There are some sightings in the area that I'm going to tell you about. I have 4 different stories to tell you. Some are pretty short, but up here too, legend says that up here at Panther Springs, which is up in this area, even if we're not at the exact spot, legend says that in 1874 the last mountain lion ever shot in Pennsylvania happened up here at Panther Springs. But I'm pretty sure I know where the exact location is. But we're gonna head up that way. I got my maybe set 2 trail cams up here this way today. We'll see. Gonna find 2 appropriate places. And I got some bait and some scent lure along with me as well. Let me show you the map. Yeah, but here's the parking area. I can hear the crows out there. Down there is they call Pine Swamp Road, and the Hawk Mountain Road is down that way too. Hawk Mountain is just up that way, and this is state game lands number 106, and the Pinnacle, if you're familiar with the area, is out that way. But here's our map. This map is from the Keystone Trail Association. It's for the Appalachian Trail. That's what the bright trail is there, but it works good for other reasons too here. But so here's the Pinnacle, up here's Hawk Mountain, and we're parked right here, and we're gonna make our way up here to somewhere around here. I think it's where Panther Springs is. So we'll get packed up and make our way up the access road. This right here is not the Appalachian Trail, but this takes you up to the Appalachian Trail. It's like an old logging road, and we'll head that way towards the springs, the Panther Springs. All right, I guess I got some stories to tell you. I got that original story from 1874 to tell you. I made a video years ago where I told you that story. We went up here, I've been like 5 years ago, but then I have some other sightings that I mentioned. I got a couple of them here. Put new batteries in one of my trail cams. So as usual, I have some stories printed out to tell you people's sightings in the area. All right, let's get packed up and get going. Still making our way up to the Appalachian Trail, which I think is just not too far up the way yet here. And so up here we join up with the Appalachian Trail. This old logging road we're on keeps going that way. That's the Appalachian Trail heads that way. Right here's the junction of it. So the Appalachian Trail comes down this road, but then hooks up, takes this trail up that way. This takes you down the parking lot. So we're gonna stay heading this way on this old logging road. This old road plays into our 1874 story. Like I said, this will take us to what I believe is what they're referring to as Panther Springs in that story. And as we've talked about before, mountain lions are often referred to as panthers. I did that one video on black mountain lions, whether they exist or not, and we talked about how mountain lions are actually not in what's considered to be the panther family. Leopards and jaguars are true panthers. Mountain lions are in what's called the puma family. When you're talking about the whole scientific classification system, but they are commonly called panthers in many places too. So that's why it's called Panther Springs, because, like I said, supposedly in 1874 this was the last mountain lion that was ever shot in Pennsylvania took place. Not necessarily the last mountain lion ever seen in Pennsylvania, but the last one shot. Whether it was or not, that's just one of those myths and legends from the wilds of Pennsylvania. And if you were to keep following the Appalachian Trail here, this would take you all the way up to, like I said, what's called the Pinnacle up there. One of the best views in southeastern Pennsylvania. I mean, we've been up there a number of times. Awesome place up there. But our story from 1874 takes place along this road. According to the story, someone was coming back down from the Pinnacle area, which is up there. This road takes you all the way up there. And they were coming back down
from the Pinnacle area. I guess it was a logger or someone like that. And they're making their way down towards what the story calls Panther Springs. And he felt like he was being followed. And according to the story, it was a mountain lion that was following him. And he did what they did back then, he shot it. But that one, apparently they mounted, did the whole taxidermy thing to it. And supposedly it's, I forget where it's located. I think there's only like 3 Pennsylvania mountain lions that were ever preserved that way. And yeah, they called it Panther Springs. There's a spot up here along the trail, along this road, that kind of matches that location. I couldn't find an old map or anything that actually had Panther Springs labeled on the map, but I kind of had to estimate where it would be. But it is a beautiful spot. I think last time I was there, it was a colder day. There was some ice forming as it was dripping from the springs. There's like a little stream there. Of course, I have some other more modern sightings to tell you of from this area too. So let's keep making our way towards Panther Springs. Beautiful day. Just listen to all the... Those are squirrels scolding me. Hope the camera's picking that up. They're like, what are you doing in our woods? We're looking for mountain lions. That's where, or maybe they see a mountain lion. Maybe it's not me, huh? I doubt it, but that would be cool to catch one with a camera up on the trail there. But anyway, I don't think that'll happen. Okay, so something pretty cool just happened. Unfortunately, I didn't get on camera. It's not a mountain lion, but I had my camera set down. I was walking up there. I know what the squirrels were screaming out now. Oh, man, I did not get it on camera. But there was a bobcat right down in here. And he took off down the woods down there. It's actually my first bobcat I ever saw in the wild. Man, where did he go? Yes, I don't think there's a hope of seeing it down there. It was right down here. I did play back the video of me walking up away from the camera. I was thinking of that when I was walking up. I was like, hey, what if I see something, Because I was just joking about seeing a mountain lion up there. But yeah, I do capture the point in a video where you see me look down the woods and see something. I just can't tell. I'm just looking at my little camera screen, and the audio isn't good on the playback either, so I don't know if you'll be able to see or hear anything in the video of it running, because it ran off into the woods down there. That is super cool though. Yeah, all the time I spent in the woods, it's my first bobcat. It did look like a big cat, but it had no tail, so it's definitely a bobcat. So there's some irony to it though, because we're out here trying to make a video on mountain lions, and you can hear the squirrels. They're still in alarm. It wasn't me. It was they knew the bobcat was there. Man, I just wish I could have got that on film. Anyway, I just hope that something is visible on the video a little bit. I couldn't really tell from, like I said, looking at my replaying the video on my camera here. But when I get home and play it on the laptop, maybe there'll be something more visible or audible that you can hear. All right, that's cool. So maybe we'll get a bobcat on the trail cams. We'll see. So they're out here. Alright, so I think we're getting close, because down there is the one stream, which I think our spring flows into. You can hear a little bit of water flow. So I think just up here, hopefully. It's been a while since I've been up here, but man, I'm still kind of on a high seeing that bobcat. I didn't get on camera though. As far as I know, I didn't. But wow. And of all videos to see one in. Alright. Okay, so yeah, this is a spot we're looking for. This road crosses here. Get a little stream there, but I remember it's really dry right now. I remember it was here, like I said, it was here, last time was in the winter time kind of, and the water was kind of flowing over those rocks. There was like icicles and stuff, but anyway, I'm gonna take a little break here, but like I said, I believe this is the location of Panther Springs. We're gonna look for several spots to place a trail cam. Maybe one up that way, and maybe one down that way somewhere. We'll see. Well, let's take a break first. All right, so just taking a little break here at the springs. Like I said, normally there's water pouring over those rocks, but anyway. I think I see a decent log way up in there that I might set my trail cam up by. There's some smaller logs up closer here. I've seen several like squirrels and stuff run across. And from some of our other trail cam spots, logs make a good location where they cross rocky or wet areas like this. So maybe I'm going to set the camera down here on the rock, and I'm going to read some, like I said, I have some other more modern sightings to read to you. So I'll get you set down there and I'll read those to you. All right, so I have a couple stories here for you. There's 4 of them. They're all within like 10 or 15 miles of this spot. So it's almost like there is kind of like a little hot spot here, I guess you could call it. The one story's a little bit longer, the one's just not long at all, but let me read these to you. All right. Maybe I should get my other glasses out. That might be a good idea. My reading glasses. Read just a little bit better. Hold on a second here. All right, so this first story takes place in Auburn, PA, which is up that way. I don't care what any skeptics believe about mountain lions in Pennsylvania, or the Pennsylvania Game Commission for that matter. They are here, or were here, maybe passing through, or an escaped pet possibly. But I can tell you this fact. I personally have seen 2 of them in my 57 years. First one was in 1982 crossing Route 895, which is also up that way, in Auburn, PA. You cannot mistake one if you see one. You know without a doubt that what you saw is a big cat lion. It is really hard to believe, kind of a typo there, but trust me, you know the truth if you see one. They look like the pictures. They are very fast. You only see them for a few seconds and then they're gone. That's kind of happened back there with the bobcat. I only saw it for a few seconds and it took off. But that also creates problems in IDing animals sometimes if you only see them for a few seconds. The second one I saw was in 2014, again crossing a road, Route 209, just out of Tuscarora, PA, which is a little bit further north. I just wish I could have had a dash camera mounted already rolling, because they're there and gone in a flash. Both sightings in broad daylight, and you could tell they were they knew that they were spotted and didn't like that they were. All right. If I ever see another one and I'm armed at the time, lead will fly. PGC, Pennsylvania Game Commission be bleeped. Someone there's a little bit mad about things. Let's talk about that one just a little bit. So, one problem with this story, there's not a whole lot of problems with this story. Well, there's a couple there, but that is one of the things, though. You do only see it for a few seconds and it's gone. So sometimes IDing things like that is not always as straightforward. Like I said in the past, sometimes your mind, you see what you want to see sometimes. Like I said, it's a perfect example. Sorry. I saw a bobcat further up the trail. I didn't realize it was a bobcat at first. It was kind of right by the trail, kind of tree. I was thinking, is that a fisher? Or I even thought a porcupine for a moment, because just the coloring of it. But then when it came out from the tree, because I just saw like its back. But then when it dashed out from behind the tree, then I could see like the cat face and the little bobtails. It took off down the woods. So like you only have a few seconds sometimes. So you can misidentify things in those few seconds. Not saying that they misidentified, but it is possible. And the whole thing at the end, like if they see one, lead's gonna fly, meaning that if they see one, they're gonna shoot it. I know that's not too cool. Anyway, unfortunately, sometimes that's what it takes, though, too, is for someone to actually, kill one. I talked about that one. That was roadkill one in Connecticut that proved that they are traveling east at times. But anyway, It'd be preferred that they weren't killed. All right, here's another one. Let me get my other glasses on before I switched there a moment ago. That's not gonna work. All right. This one takes place in what's called Roush's, PA, which is, I think, is a little bit more to the northeast of here. I myself witnessed a mountain lion sighting in East Brunswick Township, Schuylkill County, in late January of 2015. At work, an image caught my eye at first. Which I thought was a gigantic cat, until it got up from a lying position and started to walk. I was like, OMG, or oh my gosh, that's a mountain lion. It was at a distance of 60 yards in a harvested cornfield. I was in shock, and of course when I told my co-workers, it may as well have been Bigfoot, until another co-worker shared his story of sightings of mountain lions in West Penn Township near Tamaqua. This one's a little, so I guess he was at work, in his office, and he looked out the window. It's kind of confusing, as he says, I guess he means maybe he thought he was seeing, he says he first thought what he saw was a gigantic cat, maybe just a gigantic house cat, but then for him it turned out to be a mountain lion. I guess that's what he's saying there. So the only potential criticism I would have of that one is that it's you're looking at something from a distance outside your window in a harvested cornfield, and when you're looking at a harvested cornfield like that, like I mentioned in other videos, you don't have anything to bring into scale or perspective as to how big that cat actually is, unless there's something else out there to compare it to. We've talked about that before in other videos. So when you're looking out to a field like that and you see, maybe it was just a big cat, I wasn't there, but that's one possibility. When it's that far out in a field like that, like I said, with no scale or perspective, that happens a lot of times. All right, this one happened in Lenhartsville, which is down that way, probably the closest one to this spot. I was born and raised in Hamburg, PA. My father was a very avid hunter, and he told me so many times of the time he saw one while hunting in the late 90s, right before I was born. He was archery hunting on Southley Road, right off of Route 143 in Greenwich Township. On the mountain, when he saw one run across the trail about 150 yards in front of him, and he didn't see it ever again. So 150 yards ahead of you is pretty far, just to be honest, to see something to identify something pretty correctly. He swore it wasn't a bobcat or any other big animal he's seen in the woods before. What's funny is the only odd animal I've ever seen in the woods was a pig. Okay, that's kind of a little add-on for the person there. Yeah, 150 yards. 150 times 3. What was that? Okay, let's do quick math in it. What are you getting to? 300, 450 feet. Well, I mean, that's not terribly far, but the farther away something is, the more difficult it is to accurately identify things. But hey, once again, I wasn't there. I don't know what he saw, but yeah. So that's one story. And then there's another quick one here on the end. Just someone saying that they were pretty sure they saw one by the Hamburg Reservoir near the Appalachian Trail, and that's all they say. Normally I wouldn't do a video on just one like that, but since it was in this area. So yeah, those are the 4. Oh yeah, Hamburg Reservoir is that way, just past the pinnacle. So yeah, those are 4 accounts of people seeing what they believe to be mountain lions in this area. Nothing super critical about those stories I can bring up. Like I said, just sometimes the scale or perspective of something out there, or just seeing something really far ahead. You can sometimes it's a little bit. It's a lot more easy to misidentify things that way. All right, get my glasses away so I don't step on them, and then let's get to looking for some places to put these trail cams. Like I said, I brought 2 along. I'm definitely sticking one up there, and then we'll try to find another spot if we can. All right. So we're gonna make our way up this way first. I don't want my trail camera to be seen from the trail. I mean, this is the Appalachian Trail down here, so it does get some traffic. But it's still wild up here. Looks like I saw the bobcat just a little while ago, so... Well, it almost looks like there's a little trail that goes up here. Anyway. It's hunting season too. There's just more hunters out in the woods. We'll still keep doing this. I hear a little bit of water underneath there, like it's flowing underneath the rocks. Anyway, I'm gonna look for a spot up here, probably a log or something up here. All right, so this is the log I'm gonna use right here. It goes all the way across this rocky area. This would be the stream at higher flow, but it goes all the way across. So if someone's looking for an easy way across here, come all the way across. And animal, like we've seen in other videos, animals love these logs, so there's a little tree right there I could set the trail cam on, and we'll put some of our bait and our scent lure along this log. That's the plan. Alright, so camera number 1 is set up. I'm going to cross that log. I'll put a number of different sardines across there, and that one scent lure I'm using, I'll show that to you a little bit later. I think I showed it to you in a previous video, but it's supposed to attract bobcats, coyotes, and foxes and stuff, so would most likely attract a mountain lion too. So, alright, so yeah, anybody traveling across, some of that scent lure is right there in the middle, and sardines along there, so we'll see what shows up. Alright, so I'm down on the other side, right up. I'm actually not that far from the trail here. There's another one of these travel logs, I call them, going across here. So I think I might use this. I know we're close to the trail, but the animals don't mind. The animals don't mind being near the trails. Like I said, we just saw that bobcat. It was right next to the trail earlier. So this makes a nice travel log, I think. So I'm gonna look for a. This one's a little close to the trail, so I want to make sure I find a spot where my trail cam is kind of hidden. We'll see. Maybe we'll look for some place further down, but this is an option right here. All right, so I have the second one up on that tree right there, kind of angled down this log. I hope I have it right set right. But I have placed more sardines, some more of that scent lure. Oh, I said I was gonna show you what brand it is. I'll do that in a minute when I get back up to the trail. But there's also a buck rub right here, so maybe we'll get, you know, a buck. See a buck on our trail cam too. All right, but hopefully we'll capture some image of, or some video of some creatures. Hopefully something cool going up this log. Yes, this is the scent lure. It's called Mulligan brand Catman 2 for bobcat, fox, and coyote. It basically smells like poo, but it's a predator lure. I guess it kind of smells like a predator marking its territory and stuff like that, so it attracts those kinds of predators in. Alright, so farewell Panther Springs. Neither cam is really visible from the trail. The one I put down here I can kind of see, but I know exactly where it is, but someone coming up through here isn't really looking for one, so I think they're both, I mean, not that someone would steal it, but the likelihood of someone, there's more likelihood of them being stolen if they are seen, so. But anyway, let's start making our way back, mostly downhill. Alright, so I've got a good feeling about this place. Like, I have serious doubts about capturing a mountain lion on the trail cam, but you know, if you don't try, you never will. So, but that bobcat to me was a good sign. They're out here, so that'd be cool. I mean, we've seen plenty of raccoons and possums on the trail cams, so it'd be neat to see. Well, we did see a fox on the one, but it'd be nice to see something else. It'd be cool to capture a bobcat on the trail cam too, or some coyotes, or a fisher, some other more, you know, not commonly seen animal. All right, but we'll see. So we'll leave these out here for a little while. Not sure when I'll come back and get them. Today's the 4th. I think, I was just looking up there. Well, I think when I did time to come back and get them, I'll also be doing some hiking up at Hawk Mountain, my annual hike up there. So we'll wait till peak foliage. So that could be 2 or 3 weeks yet. All right, we'll keep our eyes open for that bobcat on the way back, but he's probably long gone, but you never know. All right, so we are back here at Panther Springs. It's like 2 or 3 weeks later, but there's a change. The fall, well, can't see so much back there, but there is a change in the fall foliage here. It's a beautiful day. Let's go pick up those trail cams. All right, so trail cam number 2 is still out here. I was having a little trouble finding it, so that's a good sign. I mean, if I'm having trouble finding it, that means no one else is going to find it either. So, I see a lot of, I see some dirt on it, so I wonder if the raccoons are after this one again. All right, we're gonna collect this one. We got the cam packed away. The sardines are all gone that I had on this log, so that's a good sign. I think that was the scent stick that I stuck in here. Let me smell it. It doesn't really smell it. Yeah, it smells a little bit. But there's nothing on it anymore, so I think something came along and might have messed with that, so. All right, that's a good sign. Alright, so I'll go ahead and share that footage with you now. Hopefully we got something more than just raccoons and possums on the trail cam. It'd be cool to have that bobcat or something else on there. Possibly a mountain lion. Like I said, I kind of doubt it, but it'd be cool. All right, I'm gonna show that footage to you, and then I'm gonna go up and head and collect camera number 1 that I placed up there first. camera number 1 is still out here too. So go ahead and collect that. Just checking the log over here. Yeah, all the bait is gone from here too. It's like a little stick on here somewhere too. It had some scent on it. Scent lure. I don't see that anywhere either. I think I poked it in somewhere so it was sticking up. It looks like it's gone. So, all right. I'll take that as a good sign too. All right, so I'll go ahead and share the footage from camera number 1 too now. Hopefully there's something good on there too. Like you're seeing the stuff before I am, I mean, in a way, because I'm still out here in the woods. But anyway, just hope there's some good stuff on there. All right. Yeah, so greetings once again, but it's been a couple days later since I picked up those trail cams, but that was the best footage I've ever gotten from the trail cams. You know, the first trail cam, we had some cool little mice pictures, probably a deer mouse, and a weasel. I'm pretty sure a weasel went across there, and I'm pretty sure there's a flying squirrel in both the cams. They come out at night. We do have flying squirrels, but then like that bobcat showed up. That was amazing, because I told you in that video I saw a bobcat, but I'm not sure if anybody would believe me because, you know, you didn't actually see it on camera, but there showed up on trail cam, a bobcat. And then a bear showed up. Of all things, the bear was like snuffling at the camera. And then a big buck showed up at that same cam. I mean, that was amazing. Of course, there were tons of raccoons. I didn't show all the raccoon footage. The raccoons were there for like longest time ever. I think I have like 100 clips of raccoons. But then even at the other one, they had a coyote show up. Just some amazing pictures. No mountain lions, but that was still a lot of cool. There's a lot of life up there near Panther Springs. But anyway, cool shots. So hopefully we get some more cool shots in the future from these videos. I love putting out those trail cams. It's like Christmas. Every time you hit the next button when you're watching the videos, you never know what's going to show up on those trail cams shots. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully see you on the next one.